Okay, hello everybody. Good evening from Estonia. It's 9 p.m. here and probably good afternoon to Colombia because for you the day has started and it's not evening yet, so we are in different time zones. My name is Halja. Some of you have probably met me because I've done several conversation events in the last semesters. But I'm happy to see also new people always. I'm a psychologist. I lived and worked in Colombia for 7.5 years, mainly as a language teacher. I taught English and German in Rio Negro. And now I'm back in my country, so I decided to change my career a little bit and work as a psychologist. So it has been a time of changes, but I really loved Colombia. I loved Medellin. I loved Oriente. I miss it a lot. So I hope I can come back. About today's event, we are going to talk about different proverbs around the world. So in Spanish, it would be probably refranes. So pearls of wisdom or sayings that are very metaphorical and that should help us to live our lives in a better way. But before we start, I see that there are 16 people here. So maybe before we start, I would just propose you to ask me questions. You can also switch on your videos if you like. I think there are not too many of us. It's always nice to see real faces. And yeah, so if you have any questions about Estonia before we move to today's topic, feel free to ask anything. So the microphone is open.
Good afternoon for all.
Hello, Miriam. Miriam, I already know
Hello,
Miriam.
teacher. How do you do?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you? Okay, nice to see Miriam. So anyone else, would you like to ask me something about Estonia or about me?
Hi, teacher. My name
Hello.
is Maria Fernanda.
Hello. Hello.
Teacher, what is your favorite food from Estonia?
What's my favorite?
Yeah, food.
Food.
Yes.
I really like black bread. It's made of rye. I'm going to show you an image.
Okay.
So you can, because it's a little bit different from other kinds of bread, because it's sweet and sour. And let me find a good
Sweet?
image. It's sweet and sour. I
Ah.
think it has both tastes, but let me share my screen. I will show you an image. Okay, let me see. This is something I didn't. Okay. Wait. Well, this was a YouTube video. Let me see if I can find a better image. Well, you can see some images here on my screen. This is what it looks like. So it looks, yeah, it looks quite dark. Yeah, and it's made of rye, which is centeno, so toasted rye, and it's very delicious as a sandwich with ham, cheese, cucumber, tomatoes. You can eat it with everything.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So Andre, hello. I don't know if you're Andreas or Andres. Nice to have you here. Anyone else would like to ask something about Estonia?
Hello, Haya. My name is Luisa Fernanda. I would like to know what is the capital city of Estonia and how is the city where you are?
Okay, the capital city is Tallinn. I'm going to show you where Estonia is located on the map as well. I think it's important to know because the country is very small and it's not like the most famous country in Europe. So Tallinn, it's here in the north, which is the capital, and I'm from Tallinn, but I'm currently located in Pärnu, which is more in the south, but also close to the sea. I really like the sea. And if I make the map bigger, then you can see that we have a border with Russia, Finland in the north, Sweden in the west, and Latvia in the south. So we're in Northern Europe. So we have 4 seasons and it's quite cold in the winter, but now it's summer because you can see that it's 9 p.m. and it's still light. It's rainy, so it's a bit darker, but the sun sets at maybe 10:30. So maybe when we finish, then it will get dark outside. So any other questions? Anyone? Okay, George, yes. So now it's 9 p.m. So 9 in the evening, 6 past 9. So it's quite late. Thank you for the question.
Hi.
Hello, Said.
Yes, Said. What do you think are like the best activities to do in Estonia when you go on vacation?
It depends if you like nature or if you like cities, because in Estonia, the special thing is that we have a very nice old town. It's like medieval, so you can see a lot of colors and a lot of old houses. So here are some of the images. So I think it's quite interesting to see. It looks like a small fairy tale. But if you like nature, it's also very nice to visit nature. We have several islands. We have a lot of forests. Like about 50% of Estonia is covered by forests. And a lot of nature because the country is small and there are not a lot of people. So you can always be alone in the nature. And in Estonia, there are a lot of bogs. So bog means that it's that there's a lot of water and the plants have grown on the water. So you can only walk on the wooden path. It's very dangerous if you step because you can sink. And it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful in the bogs. So I think these are the 2 places that I recommend. Okay, I can see another questions. Okay, Cecilia says that she has a bad audio. How about others? Can you hear me well?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Yes, then maybe Cecilia, maybe you can leave Zoom and reconnect. That sometimes helps, or restart your computer or try to change the volume of your own computer. Okay, any other questions about Estonia?
Good evening, Halja.
Good evening.
Halja, how many people live in Estonia, and what is the main activity to earn money?
So it's very small, only 1.3 million. So there are around a million Estonians and 300,000 other nationalities. So our country, our population is smaller than the population of Medellin, for example. And what do people do? I would say people work mostly with different kind of services and less in production. It's very easy to start a company in Estonia. So most people have their own company. You can start it on the internet. It takes you maybe 20 minutes. Also a lot of programming, a lot of IT, and some production. But yeah, I would say mainly we work with different kind of services, less than production.
Okay, good. Is difficult or easy get friends in Estonia?
To find friends, I think it takes time for Estonian people to warm up. So first, people can seem a bit cold because in Colombian culture, people are very warm and friendly. Also already when you first meet someone. So I think in Estonia it takes more time, but then if you have a lot of trust, then like the friendship is very long and very good. And I think it also depends on the season. In summer, people are more open, more extroverted, and in winter, people are colder. And it also depends on I think in smaller places, like in smaller cities and villages, people are friendlier than in bigger cities. What is Estonia's national sport? That's a very good question. There are a lot of skimen, so skiing, as winter is very long. Let me see. So mainly cross-country skiing. So this means that we don't ski on the mountains, but we ski on the forest. So we have like ski marathon every year. So skiing is an important sport. And another funny sport is women carrying. This is just a really funny. It means that that men have to carry women and run at the same time. Let me see, women carrying sports. Yeah, so you can see wife carrying. So basically,
I saw that sport in news in Colombia. It's so
yes.
funny.
Yes, it's very funny. So this is a funny sport. Yes. Okay, thank you for the question. So one more question before we move to today's topic.
Halja, I would like to know how is the social dynamic in Estonia, specifically if in Estonia there is poverty, and how is the social classes there?
Okay, so most people in Estonia are middle class, and there is a little bit poverty, but most people have a place to live, and if they can't work for some reason, then the state pays some kind of support. So I would say that the biggest part, like I would say maybe 80% is middle class, and maybe 5 extremely poor and 5 extremely rich, something like that. Okay, so I think we should move to today's topic because we don't have much time. If you have any questions later on, feel free to ask me or write me in the chat. But then let's move to proverbs, as I said at the beginning. So first of all, I'm going to give you an example. So what kind of proverb do you see in the image? It's refrán in Spanish. So what kind of sentence could there be? What kind of proverb? What kind of idea or metaphor?
It's better one bear into your hand that many bears out.
Yes. Very good. And can you explain a little bit? What does it mean? What's the idea behind this proverb?
For example, when you are finding a new job, you can go to many interviews if you are secure. about one option, take that option because maybe in the future you can have other. I don't know if yes.
Yes, yes, yes. That the idea is that it's better to like sometimes take or choose what is for sure, something for sure, than something that is not so sure. That it's better to choose maybe security and better than something that is an illusion. Okay, I can see. Okay, Paula, Andrea, everybody else is hearing me. So I think maybe you can restart your computer. I will write it on the chat as well.
I have another one.
Yes.
It's better bird in hand than 100 flying.
Yes. Okay, so yes, so the English version is a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. So yeah, it's better to have something less valuable but secure than something that is maybe seems more valuable, but you're not 100% sure. Okay, so what does a proverb mean? Here is a definition. Who would like to read the definition? I hope you can see it. Yes, Said?
Hello. Hello.
Oh, okay, or Miriam.
Estonia call de paraíso. De Estonia can call de paraíso.
Paradise, como paraíso?
Yes. Sí.
Yes, definitely, yes. Okay, so Said, you wanted to read. Can you read the definition of the proverb?
A proverb from Latin proverbium is a simple and insightful traditional saying that expresses a perceived truth based on common sense or experience.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So it's something metaphorical, and the idea is that there is some wisdom in it, or there is like an idea that helps you to maybe live or solve problems. Okay, as we don't have much time, let's skip that. So we are going to see different kind of proverbs. I'm going to divide you into groups. So first of all, let's read. I'm thinking about the time. Let's read 3 proverbs, and please write them down. Write them down to yourself, because you're going to discuss them in the group. So we are going to look at them and read them one by one. So please write them down. Who would like to read the first one?
Me.
Yes.
I want.
Yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
If you think you are too small to make a difference, you haven't spent a night with a mosquito.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. So please write it down to yourself, so you will remember it for the group discussion. So if you think you are too small to make a difference, you haven't spent a night with a mosquito. Okay, I'm going to write it in the chat as well. If you think you are too small to make a difference, You haven't spent a night with a mosquito. Okay, this is the first one. So write it down to yourself as well. Let's move to the second one. Who would like to read the second one?
Me.
Yes, go ahead.
If you don't know where you are going, any road will take you there.
Mm-hmm. So please write it down to yourself as well. And I'm going to write it in the chat. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Okay, and let's take the third one. Who would like to read the third one?
I'd like to do it, please.
Yes, go ahead, Paula Andrea.
Only a full test the depth of water with both feet, various countries.
Yes, so it's used in various countries. So only a fool tests the depth of water with both feet. Okay, so we have 3 proverbs. So what we are going to do now, I'm going to divide you into groups. You have the 3 proverbs, and I would like you to discuss those questions about those 3 proverbs. Who would like to read the questions?
Me.
Yes, Elias.
What does the proverb mean? Is there a similar proverb in Colombia? Do you agree with the proverb? Can you give an example of your life where the proverb has applied? Who needs this advice?
Yes. So try to answer those 5 questions. You can take a screenshot now. I'm going to also put the questions in the chat, and I'm going to divide you into groups. You are going to have between 10 and 15 minutes. I'm going to tell you the time. So try to discuss the 3 proverbs and answer the questions. Do you have any questions about the activity before we start?
How can we do the groups for the activity?
I'm going to make the groups on Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and if you have any questions also during the work, you can just write me on the chat and I will help you. So I'm going to make 5 rooms and you have to join them. So remember, 10 to 15 minutes, 3 proverbs, 5 questions. Go.